Today we're going to show you how to remove the Harman Kardon amplifier, CD changer, subwoofer enclosure, and the locations for the AM and FM antenna amplifiers. We're going to start with opening the rear hatch of the vehicle, folding the rear hatch cover up in half here, and this will allow us to pull the entire assembly back from the edge of the vehicle and release it. This will allow us to remove it and set it to the side. We have car stereo removal and many other videos on our website. If you need help with any other vehicle, see our website. With our large flathead screwdriver at the front of the side panel, we're going to turn the plastic tabs 90 degrees to release. There are two at the front and two along the back edge of this side panel. This will allow you to release these four tabs and the side panel. We're going to slightly pull it back from the edge of the vehicle. While pulling it back, you may have to push the carpet down around the small piece of the panel that goes below the CD changer. We're going to release this panel and set it to the side. Along the left side of the subwoofer enclosure, down next to the CD changer, is a connector and a mount. We're going to push this connector towards the side of the vehicle to release it from its mount. This will allow you to release the connector, have a little bit of a play in it, locate the trigger on the connector. We're going to push this trigger down. It will release the lock and allow you to release these connectors. This will free up the connections to the CD changer. Next, with our 7mm socket, we're going to remove one top screw at the right of the CD changer, one screw at the bottom right of the CD changer. There are two screws on the left of the side of the CD changer as well, one at the top and one at the bottom. Once these screws release, this frees up the CD changer. We're going to move it slightly forward, check the connector and wire harness to make sure it passes through the back of the opening, and pull it from the side of the vehicle, releasing the CD changer along with its connector and cable. At the right side of the subwoofer enclosure and changer, there is a second set of connectors for the phone. You may have that. Along the front edge of the subwoofer enclosure is another connector that is in a mount. We're going to push this connector down to release it from its mount. This will free the connector up. We will be able to locate the trigger at the side of the connector. Push this trigger down. Again, this releases the lock. It'll allow you to release these connectors. These connectors are all keyed, so they go back to one spot. There's no need to label them as for their locations. At the top right of the subwoofer enclosure is one nut securing the enclosure. At the top left is a second nut securing the subwoofer enclosure. With the CD changer removed, we have three hidden screws here. One along the bottom left, one along the bottom right, and the third at the very back of the opening. This is going to free up all the bolts on the side of the vehicle. You'll be able to pull the top of the subwoofer enclosure away from the vehicle and lift it up out of the opening in the carpet to release it. We can pull it back and release it from the side. This will allow you to inspect the speakers here. This is a very common problem on these subwoofers. We have the foam surround deteriorates and goes to pieces and separates from the speaker cone. You can repair or replace. Next, we're going to push the button down to release the rear seat and push it forward. With our pry bar, along the top edge of the side panel here are three clips, and we're going to pry these clips from the side of the vehicle. Releasing these clips also helps to release the side panel. With the seat pushed forward, this accesses one screw at the front of this panel that we're going to release. This panel releases straight up off of the side of the vehicle. Once you remove it, check it to be sure that the clips secured to the panel. If not, you may find them on the side of the window sill here in front of the window along the metal tab, and put them back on the panel. When reinstalling this panel, be sure the rear seat lock button aligns with the opening in the panel before placing it down into locking it down. At the back of the vehicle, we're going to pull the side weather stripping slightly from the vehicle. This covers the side panel that we're going to remove. There are two clips behind this panel, one on the right side of the opening and one on the left side of this opening. Sometimes pulling the edge of the panel back and working away around these two clips will release easily. Sometimes sliding your hand down the back of the panel or your arm down the back of the panel and pushing out on the panel will also help release these clips. We're going to pull this panel forward, and the two clips, we have the forward clip and we have the rear clip on this panel. These clips can sometimes be hard to realign to the small openings on the side of the vehicle below the amplifier, one on the left and one on the right here, but it can be done. Set the panel to the side, and at the side of the vehicle we're going to pull the top edge of the matting back away from the side of the vehicle. This is going to give access to the Harman Kardon amplifier here. There are 3 screws securing this amplifier in place. There's one on the bottom right, one on the bottom left, and one at the top center. Once you remove these 3 screws, this will free the amplifier up. You can take the edge of it, lift it up to release the bottom locks, pull it out away from the side of the vehicle and access the connector. This connector has a lock at the front edge of this gray bar. Once you press this tab down, it releases the gray bar over the button and you push it all the way to the down position. This releases the locks on the connector and you're able to pull it up out of the opening and remove the amplifier. This will also give access to the antennas. Here we have the blue antenna on the driver's side. This is the FM amplifier for the antenna, and repeating the steps from pushing the seat forward for the passenger side will allow you to remove the top panel and access the AM amplifier antenna. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe and thank you for watching.